The graduation hall was loud when my name was called. People stood up, hands clapped, cameras flashed. I rose from my seat, my gown brushing my legs as I walked toward the stage. My face was calm, but my chest felt tight. This moment was supposed to feel complete, but something felt unfinished. As I stepped forward, my eyes found him, my former manager. He sat in the front row. He did not clap. His hands were locked together. His face looked stiff, like his body knew something his mind had not caught up to yet. I took my diploma and smiled for the camera. But deep inside, I felt it. This moment was only the beginning, and before the applause faded, everything would change. Growing up, my life was simple. My father paid for everything I needed: school fees, books, rent, food. I never went hungry. I never missed a class because of money. But there was no luxury, no fancy vacations, no designer clothes, no expensive gifts. When I asked for more, my father would smile softly. "I will give you what you need," he said, "not what will distract you." People thought we lived an average life. So did I. I studied hard, I worked part-time, I learned discipline. I never knew my father was wealthy, and I never asked. But that quiet way of living shaped everything that came next, including the moment I walked into that glass office. There was one company everyone in my field dreamed about. It was at the top. If you worked there, your future was secure. I studied their work. I followed their success. I imagined myself inside those walls. When I got an interview for an internship, I could barely sleep. I wore my best clothes. I practiced my answers. This was not just an internship. This was my dream. But dreams can turn dark very fast, and mine did the moment the door closed behind me. The interview room had glass walls and soft lights. My manager smiled as he read my resume. "You're talented," he said. My heart lifted. Then his voice dropped. "You know," he said slowly, "opportunities here depend on trust." I nodded, unsure. He leaned closer. "If you and I became intimate," he said, "I could make sure you get this internship." My body froze. The room felt smaller. I stood up. "I want this job," I said, "but not like that." His smile vanished, and in that moment I knew something had broken, but I did not yet know how much it would cost me. 1 week later, the email arrived. "Application rejected. No reason, no explanation." I stared at the screen until it blurred. I applied again. Rejected. Again. Rejected. Each time my work improved. Each time my hope stayed alive. I told my father everything. He listened quietly. "You did the right thing," he said. "Never sell your dignity." He did not step in. He did not call anyone, and at the time I did not understand why, but his silence was teaching me something. Friends told me to move on. Teachers said the company was too hard to enter. But I loved it. It was still the future I wanted. So I applied again. The 4th email was different. "Congratulations," I cried, not because I won, but because I stayed true to myself. And when I walked back into that building, I felt the air change, especially when he saw me. At work, my manager avoided me. He never spoke to me directly, never guided me, never praised me. But I worked anyway. I stayed late. I learned fast. Others noticed. My name began to matter. My manager watched from a distance, silent. And the more silent he became, the more I felt something building. Something waiting. And it would not wait much longer. On graduation morning, my father called me. His voice was calm. "Today matters," he said. "I know," I replied. "You will learn something today," he said. "Something I never told you." I wanted to ask more, but the call ended. I thought he meant advice. I was wrong, because what he was hiding had nothing to do with words, and everything to do with timing. After the last graduate crossed the stage, the dean returned to the microphone. "We have a special announcement," he said. My father stood up. The room grew quiet. "As a graduation gift," he said, "I have completed a company acquisition." The screen lit up. The logo appeared. My breath stopped. "This company," my father continued, "now belongs to my daughter." The room exploded, but I could not move, because I had just learned the truth. And I was not the only one. I turned slowly. My manager's face had lost all color. He stared at the screen, then at me. Understanding reached him piece by piece. The name on the screen was mine. The same name as the founder. The same name he once tried to control. He had rejected me. But now the ground beneath him had shifted. And he knew it. Later he approached me. His voice was low. "I didn't know," he said. "I know," I replied. I did not shout, I did not smile. I walked away, because the truth did not need my anger. It had already spoken for me. But the most important lesson came next. My father stood beside me. I never told you, he said, because this gift was not meant to save you. It was meant to meet you where you already stood. I understood then. He gave me what I needed, not luxury, not shortcuts, but strength. And that was the real graduation gift.